All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's on the Power. So I wanted to make kind of a tribute video to Dallas McCarver. As we all know, Dallas McCarver recently passed away in 2017. But I wanted to make kind of a tribute video going over some of his placings, talking about some of the things that he was able to achieve during the short bodybuilding career that he had, and really his transformation, because his bodybuilding career was so short, but he was able to transform his physique to such an extent. It's one of the most impressive transformations from amateur to pro, arguably in the history of bodybuilding in such a short amount of time. He was also one of the youngest bodybuilders ever to turn pro, earning his pro card at 21. But not only that, but he was one of the youngest bodybuilders ever to turn pro at the young age of 21 years old. And it wasn't just his age that was impressive. It was the fact that it was his third bodybuilding show ever that he turned pro at. He earned his pro card at his third competition ever, competing in his novice show. His second show, he would qualify for the North Americans, and his third show, he would go to the North Americans and win his pro card, winning the overall and the super heavyweight class at 21 years old. So one of the standout points that Dallas was known for during his competitive pro career was his sheer amount of muscle mass. Standing at 6'1", getting up to about 350 pounds in the offseason, Dallas was certainly one of the biggest, if not the biggest bodybuilder on the pro circuit, period, next to guys like Big Ramy. Now, Dallas McCarver, in my opinion, was a guy that was meant to be a big bodybuilder. I mean, this guy, during his football career in high school, was a guy that was always close to 300 pounds and over 300 pounds as a high schooler playing football. Now, as I mentioned before, Dallas actually had a very short pro bodybuilding career. Even though he would earn his pro card in 2012 at the North Americans, he would not make his pro debut until 2015, where he won his pro debut, the 2015 California Pro, at the age of 24 years old. So because Dallas was such a well-known bodybuilder, I don't think people really realized how short his pro career was and how much raw potential this guy had, because his pro career started in 2015 and ended with his death in 2017, just 2 years later. Now, in 2015, he would also make his Olympia debut, placing 13th at his first Olympia ever, and he would make tremendous improvements going into the 2016 Mr. Olympia, where he would place 8th, so top 10 finish at his second Olympia ever. 8th place, very good placing for Dallas McCarver. And that same year in 2016, he would also win the Chicago Pro, aka the Wings of Strength, and he would place 9th at the Arnold Classic Europe. Now, 2017, which was Dallas McCarver's last year as a pro bodybuilder, was arguably his biggest and best year as a pro bodybuilder. The second place finish in March of 2017 at the Arnold Classic Ohio, the second biggest show in bodybuilding. And not only that, Dallas McCarver had peaked out his physique in the offseason to pushing 350 pounds, his biggest and best physique ever. And that's when we would first start to see signs that something was wrong. Following the Arnold Classic Ohio, of course, there's the Arnold Classic Australia. Dallas McCarver slated to compete there. Arguably could have won the Arnold Australia had nothing gone wrong. But as we know, at that show, Dallas McCarver collapsed on stage and he was not able to finish that show. And from that point forward, we would not see Dallas McCarver compete again. So that second place finish at the Arnold, Ohio would be his final placing as a pro bodybuilder before passing away in September of 2017 at the age of 26 years old, making him, to my knowledge, the youngest pro bodybuilder to pass away. So I just wanted to make a video kind of remembering Dallas for the things that he did achieve in such a very short time. I mean, 3 competitive seasons as a pro bodybuilder, 2015, 2016, and 2017. During that time, winning 2 pro shows, including his pro debut, placing top 10 at the Mr. Olympia, and becoming runner-up at the Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio, the second biggest show in bodybuilding. On top of that, being one of the youngest bodybuilders ever to turn pro, one of the very few bodybuilders that has been able to turn pro on their 3rd ever show, which is a feat that I don't know if we're ever going to see again. I mean, that's a very impressive, just a perfect example of someone that just had what it took to be a pro bodybuilder, turning pro on their 3rd show ever. I mean, I can't say enough how impressive that really is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, help keep Dallas's legacy alive. And hopefully he will be remembered for the great things that he actually did in bodybuilding, and not so much the focus that the mainstream media has to say about him. So thank you guys for watching the video. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.